So, our discussion so far around pitches and the intervals that separate them have prepared us to expand our conversation to chords. So, when we talk about chords, what do we mean? A chord at its broadest sense refers to any three or more pitches played at the same time. So, kind of like at the extremes of this, we can think of things like this as being a chord, or this as being a chord, or this as being a chord, because each of those examples involved three or more different notes played at the same time. Typically, though, in music theory, when we're talking about chords, we're thinking more of things that sound like this, or something like this, perhaps something like this. Those are examples of the chords that we tend to spend our time on in terms of our analysis and our study in music theory. And so when we think about chords now, I said that there are three or more notes played at the same time, but sometimes we take the members of the chord and instead of playing them all at once, we'll sort of play them in succession, something like this. And in those cases, we refer to those chords, they're still considered kind of chords, or sometimes we use the term harmonies, but when they're played in succession like that, we talk about them as being arpeggiated. So they are arpeggios. So arpeggios and chords kind of refer to the same thing. It's just one chord, most literally means that they're played at the same time. And arpeggio means that it's the same members of the chord, but just played in succession. So the wide world of chords really does kind of form a cornerstone of Western music theory study from this point forward. We'll look at all kinds of chords, the different types that are out there, how they're built, how to identify them in existing music. That's all really, really important moving forward in our study. We'll begin that exploration with discussion of kind of the most basic type of chord that we identify, the triad. We'll learn about the different types of triads, how they're constructed, and we'll also take a look at the triads that we're most likely to encounter in major keys and in minor keys.